What's up, everybody? JVille Sports here with my daily sports picks video. It is Friday night, November the 2nd, right before a huge college football Saturday. We have so many big games, most notably Alabama, LSU. So many people are on that LSU upset bandwagon. Most people think LSU is going to keep the game close and cover the spread. I definitely will not be stepping in front of this Alabama team. But anyways, this is one of the huge games we have this weekend. So very, very excited for all of tomorrow's games and excited for some gambling action as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Like I mentioned already, let's go ahead and just jump right into the action. This video is coming out late, so I want to keep it short as I can. Have a lot of content on here, a lot of picks on here, so I'll try to just go through these really quickly here. But we're having a great college football season, so I want to make sure I get out all of my picks. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this week. I believe it's week 10, so we're getting closer to the end, closer to the playoffs. So let's go ahead and just quickly recap what we did last week. Starting with our free play of the day that we gave out, which was Northwestern +4. We have been giving out a bunch of underdogs, and not only have these underdogs been winning, or covering I should say, but they've actually been winning the game. So hopefully you guys are taking these underdogs and sprinkling a little bit on the money line, because these are coming through. We've been doing it all year long. So our overall record now with our free play straight bets is 7-3. So we're at 70%. So we're, like I said before, we're just having a great college football season. And for those of you that are new to the channel, what I do with college football and with college basketball is I do what's called a long shot parlay. There's just so many games in college on Saturdays, and there's so many games that I like. So just one of the fun ways for me to give you guys out a bunch of picks is I just put them all together into one huge parlay and call it my long shot parlay. I do actually put it in myself. We haven't hit it this year. We've gotten close a few times. I'll show what we did last week. Last week was just okay. It was another winning week. I believe we had a winning week every single week if you would be taking these bets straight by themselves, because I definitely don't recommend doing the actual parlay. It's just a fun way for me to put out a bunch of picks, and like I said, I love to get crazy. I love to do huge parlays, so it's just one of the small bets that I put in myself. So for those of you that are new to the channel, that's what I do with college football. Like I said, I put a bunch of games together. I don't put my best bets on here because I save those for my Patreon page, but like I said, there's so many games that I do like. So let's just go ahead and recap what we did last week. So usually it's about 9 games, and last week we went 5-4, but overall with our long shot picks, we are 49-31 this season, 61%. So we're just absolute, like I said before, we're just we're hitting it right now in college football. A lot of what we're putting in is coming through. So like I said, we're hoping to continue that success, because above 60% is just great. So we had Arizona State +3. They were against USC, so they came through for us there. Louisiana +3, another winner there. Short underdogs, 2 of them there that won outright. Fresno State -25, huge spread, but they killed Hawaii. Penn State, Iowa under 52. That one finished at 54, so we missed that one by 2 points. Kansas State, Oklahoma over 64. I don't remember what the score was, but Oklahoma had pretty much close to that. They almost covered the spread by themselves, so that was a winner there. Nevada +2.5, another winner there. That's another underdog that won outright. All 3 underdogs that we picked here won outright. And we had BYU -7. What an ugly performance by them. They lose 7-6, I believe. Just an ugly, ugly game. Oregon, they got smashed by Arizona. Stanford -3. Back and forth game against Washington State. Could have gone either way. Stanford was on the losing side. So overall, 5-4. Could have been better. We missed a couple, just not by much. So like I said, overall it was another winning week. Add that to our overall record. Like I said, 61%. So we're doing great things. So we are going to have another long shot bet for week 10, along with another straight bet where we're hitting 70%. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. Before I get into today's picks, I do want to mention really quickly where you'll find all of my best bets and all of the rest of my picks. I do moneyline parlays. That's my favorite thing to do. I do teasers that are much more manageable than what I do over on the NFL side, where I give out a long shot teaser. So I give out a bunch of smaller, or a few smaller teasers, and my best straight bets. So just a bunch of picks over on Patreon, along with, of course, NBA and NHL and NFL. Pretty much all sports, all major sports, I give out picks every single day. We're doing very, very well. I think so far this week in college football, we're undefeated. Every pick we've given out this week has come through, so hopefully that's a good sign for this Saturday, but we will see. So this is what my Patreon page looks like. This is how to get there: patreon.com/JVille Sports, or you can just go to patreon.com, patreon.com. They do have a search box at the top. Just type in JVille. That's where you'll find me and my page. Take a quick look, see what it looks like. If you have any questions about the page, definitely let me know. My email, my social media pages are all down below in the description of this video. I'll be happy to answer any questions. But it's a very, very easy website to use. Basically, it's in a blog style. I post and you'll get an email notification every time I do so you never miss a play. Very, very easy website to use. But if you do have any questions, let me know. So that's my Patreon page where I post all my plays every single day. So if you're interested in more than just what I put out here on the YouTube channel, definitely check it out. Otherwise, let's go ahead and move on to this week. Like I said, try to make this video a little shorter than normal, as it's already Friday night. We got the games early in the morning. So let's go ahead and get right into week 10, starting with our long shot parlay. So we have another 9 games, 9 more picks. So we'll definitely try to have another winning week here. I'm going to go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure every single week has been a winning week, but I'm going to go back and confirm that. So anyways, for week 10, we have Cal plus 10. Cal is playing Washington State. Washington State is off back-to-back wins against ranked teams. So I think this is a letdown spot for them. I do think they still win this game, but Cal can keep this game close. So I'm going to take the points here with plus 10. Like I said, I think Washington State, they're a very, very good team. I don't know if they run the table the rest of the way, if they can make it into the college playoffs. They're in the top 10, but the Pac-12 is just down this year. That's how the Pac-12 is most years. They just kind of eat each other alive. But anyways, Cal plus 10. Like I said, I think it's kind of a letdown spot for Washington State. Eastern Michigan minus 13.5. Eastern Michigan's playing Central Michigan. So it's a rivalry type of game. So normally those you would kind of stay away from if it's a double-digit spread, because usually you can kind of throw the records out and it's going to be a close game. But Central Michigan is just so bad this year. They're missing their starting quarterback, I believe, as well. And even with him, their offense was just terrible. So Eastern Michigan, they still have something to play for. They can still make a bowl game. Central Michigan is completely out of it. So I like Eastern Michigan here at home to win by 2 touchdowns. Duke plus 9.5. They're playing Miami, and Miami's not very good. I think this is a game Duke's going to show up for. ACC game. I think Duke can keep this game close because Miami and their offense, it's just not very good to blow teams away and win by double digits against good teams. Memphis and East Carolina over 64. Also Syracuse and Wake Forest at the bottom there over 73. Both these games are very similar. I think they're going to be back and forth games. All 4 teams going up and down the field. Not a whole lot of defense here. So I like both these games to go over the total. And I have one under, Washington and Stanford under 45.5. It's not a high total, but I still like it to go under. Open at 47, so it has come down a little bit. Looks like more of the money is on the under. But these are just 2 disappointing teams this year. Like I said, Pac-12 is down this year, mainly because of these 2 teams. I believe to start the year, both were ranked in the top 10. And like I said, just disappointing, and mainly their offenses. Both their offenses aren't very good. Both do have pretty good defenses, so I like this to be a lower scoring defensive battle, under 45.5. And then going back up there, Illinois plus 10. They're at home against Minnesota. This is another team that lost their quarterback. Minnesota, not a whole lot to play for. Neither does Illinois. Both these teams are kind of at the bottom of the Big Ten. But I like Illinois here, plus the 10, with Minnesota not playing very well and missing their starting quarterback. San Jose State, plus 14.5. Not a team I would normally mess with because they are very, very bad. But the reason why I'm taking them, this total for this game against Wyoming opened at 44. It has gone down to 38 in most places, so it's gone down a full 6 points. And a game that's supposed to be so low scoring, I have to take plus 14.5. So I'm going to take the points here with San Jose State. Wyoming's offense is complete garbage, and even though San Jose State doesn't have a good defense, I doubt Wyoming will be able to exploit that much even at home. So I'm going to take the points here with San Jose State because they are playing a little bit better of late, and I think they can score some points. Wyoming does have a good defense, but not really playing great of late either. So anyways, I think this will be a low-scoring game based on the trends, and I'm going to take the underdog and the points with the hook, 14.5. Have I touched everything? I think the last game, a big game, we have Texas and West Virginia. Texas is a good bounce-back team. Usually when they lose, they bounce back the next week. On top of that, they're at home, where they play very well, and West Virginia is not a great road team, but they have a potent offense. If their offense is clicking, definitely could spell trouble for Texas, but Texas has a pretty good defense. Like I said, I think they're going to bounce back here after that disappointing loss last week, so I'm going to roll with Texas. Short line there for the home team, minus 1.5, opened at 2.5, so came down a little bit. So that's going to be this week's long shot. I like all of these. I think we're definitely going to have another winning week. I don't suggest doing the long shot with me unless you want to get crazy. If there are some in here that you like, maybe pluck those out and make a smaller parlay. But one of the reasons why I do this is I just try to give out as many picks as I can of games that I like. So if you guys are looking at similar games and are leaning the same way, then that gives you some confidence. You know, we're both leaning the same way. Maybe that's a pick you'll go ahead and place a bet on. Or, you know, if you're leaning one way and I'm leaning another way, maybe that gives you some hesitation. Not that I'm going to be right every time, but it's just a way for me to give out a bunch of picks, and then you guys decide what to do with it. So like I said, right now with these picks we're hitting over 60%, so hopefully that continues. I think, like I said, I like all of these. I think it's going to be another great week, so we will see what happens. So to wrap up this video, I'm going to give out a straight bet, one of the straight bets that I like the most. Right now, like I said, we're hitting 7 and 3 so far on the season, so 70%. So let's try to go on a streak here and maybe get to 80%, which would be just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go with an over here. I'm going to go with Nebraska and Ohio State over 72.5. This one opened at 71, so it has come up. It's probably going to be climbing more and more until we get to kickoff. And my reasoning for this is Ohio State's coming off a bye. I mean, a disappointing loss against Purdue. So I believe last year or the year before, Ohio State usually has one of those games where it's just a head scratcher. They get blown out by a team that they shouldn't, and they usually come back the next week very, very strong. So they find themselves outside of the top 4, and this is definitely a playoff team. So they're going to do everything they can to kind of get back into the mix. So if they have a chance to run up the score, they're going to run up the score. So I think Ohio State is going to score as many points as they can. Nebraska doesn't have a great defense, and Nebraska's offense is starting to come around as well. Ohio State, their pass defense is not very good at all. They rank in the bottom half of all of college. So I think Nebraska can exploit that. I'm sure they worked on the defense a lot during their bye. So we'll see if Ohio State made any improvements. But I still think Nebraska, they're playing a lot better than they have at the start of the season. They're going to score some points here. And like I said, Ohio State, primarily, they're going to try to score as many points as they can for the rest of the year to try to get back in that top 4. So 72 is a lot of points, but I think these two teams can do it. So that's one of the straight bets I'm going to be putting in myself. I have my 3 top straight bets that I'm saving over on the Patreon side of things. So if you're interested in that, check out my Patreon page. That's where you'll find it. I'll also have my best teaser and my best moneyline parlay. And that's going to wrap it up. I'll also have NBA, maybe some hockey. I still have to look at the card. But yeah, so we're going to look to have a huge Saturday in all sports. So far, so good this week. So we're looking to finish off the week strong. Stay tuned for my NFL video. It's going to be coming out very, very soon, tomorrow. And then I might have another NBA video after that. Otherwise, the next video you'll see will be my first college basketball video of the season. Can't wait for that to get started. So again, let me go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, I tried not to make this too long. So again, I always want to thank you guys for joining me every time I post a video. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Let me know in the comment section which games you guys are looking at. Let your fellow viewers know what games you guys like. Help each other out. We're all here with the same goal, and that's just to win, win, win all day, every day. So thank you guys so much. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy the games. Enjoy whatever else you guys have going on. Hopefully you guys still have some good weather going on. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow for my NFL video. So good luck, and I'll see you guys soon.